What's up, speed enthusiasts? Welcome back to Wheels of Luxury, where we push the boundaries of performance and explore the most extreme machines on two wheels. Today we're unleashing the beast, the Kawasaki Ninja H2, the world's first supercharged production sports bike that's redefining what's possible on the street. Before we fire up this 310 horsepower monster, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. We're about to dive deep into a motorcycle that's so extreme, it comes with a warning label. Trust me, you don't want to miss what happens when Japanese engineering meets absolute insanity. Here at Wheels of Luxury, we've tested countless high-performance motorcycles, but nothing, absolutely nothing, has prepared us for the Kawasaki Ninja H2. This isn't just a sports bike, it's a street-legal rocket ship that challenges everything we thought we knew about motorcycle performance. With a starting price of $29,000, the Ninja H2 delivers supercar-crushing acceleration that has to be experienced to be believed. Let's talk about what makes this Kawasaki Ninja H2 absolutely revolutionary. The supercharger. This is the only production motorcycle in the world with a supercharged engine, and Kawasaki didn't just slap on any supercharger. They developed a centrifugal supercharger specifically for this application, spinning at up to 130,000 RPM. That's faster than most turbine engines. The heart of the Kawasaki Ninja H2 is a 998cc Inline-Four engine that produces a mind-bending 228 horsepower in standard trim. But here's where it gets crazy. With ram air-affected speed, this beast pumps out 310 horsepower. We're talking about more power than most supercars, wrapped in a package weighing just 525 pounds. The engineering behind this Kawasaki Ninja H2 is absolutely cutting edge. Kawasaki pulled engineers from their Aerospace division, yes, the people who build jet engines, to develop the supercharger system. The result is a power delivery so smooth and relentless, it feels like you're riding a turbine-powered missile. Firing up the Kawasaki Ninja H2 for the first time is an experience that assaults your senses. The supercharger whine is intoxicating, a mechanical scream that builds with the revs, announcing to everyone around that this is no ordinary motorcycle. It's the sound of pure engineering excellence, and it never gets old. The acceleration of this Kawasaki Ninja H2 is absolutely brutal. 0 to 60 mph happens in just 2.5 seconds. But that number doesn't even begin to tell the story. The way this bike accelerates at any speed is what truly sets it apart. Roll on the throttle at 100 mph and the Ninja H2 launches forward like you've engaged afterburners. Here at Wheels of Luxury, we took the Kawasaki Ninja H2 to the track to explore its full potential, and the results are staggering. Top speed is electronically limited to 186 mph on the standard H2, but the H2R track-only version can exceed 240 mph. The power is so extreme that Kawasaki had to develop entirely new aerodynamics to keep this beast stable. The technology package on the Kawasaki Ninja H2 reads like a fighter jet specification sheet. We're talking about cornering ABS, traction control with multiple modes, launch control, quick shifter, and engine braking control. But the real innovation is the Bosch IMU, an inertial measurement unit that monitors the bike's position in space 1,000 times per second. The chassis of this Kawasaki Ninja H2 had to be completely reimagined to handle the supercharged power. The frame is constructed from high-tensile steel, unusual for a sport bike, because aluminum couldn't handle the stress. The result is a frame so rigid, it feels like the engine and wheels are directly connected. Let's talk about the aerodynamics that make the Kawasaki Ninja H2 stable at insane speeds. Those angular bodywork panels aren't just for looks. They're functional aerodynamic devices that generate downforce. At high speeds, the Ninja H2 actually gets pushed into the ground, increasing grip and stability. The braking system on the Kawasaki Ninja H2 is absolutely phenomenal. Brembo monoblock calipers grab massive 330mm discs up front, providing stopping power that matches the acceleration. The cornering ABS system allows you to brake hard even while leaned over, something that would have been impossible just a few years ago. The riding position on this Kawasaki Ninja H2 is surprisingly comfortable for a bike with this much performance. It's aggressive enough for track work, but not so extreme that street riding becomes torture. The seat height is manageable at 32.5 inches, and the handlebar position provides good leverage for aggressive riding. Here at Wheels of Luxury, we appreciate attention to detail, and the Kawasaki Ninja H2 delivers it everywhere you look. The mirror finish paint, called Rivermark, is actually created using a special process that takes days to complete. Each Ninja H2 is essentially hand-finished, and the quality shows in every surface. The electronics suite continues with the full-color TFT display that provides all the information you need at a glance. Gear position, traction control setting, riding mode, and even supercharger pressure. It's all there in crystal-clear resolution. The smartphone connectivity allows you to customize settings and log your riding data. The fuel system on the Kawasaki Ninja H2 is equally sophisticated. It uses both port and direct fuel injection, the first motorcycle in the world to combine these technologies. This dual injection system ensures perfect fuel delivery at all engine speeds while maintaining emissions compliance and fuel efficiency. Let's discuss the different variants that make the Kawasaki Ninja H2 family so special. The standard H2 at $29,000 delivers 228 horsepower and is fully street legal. The MH2SX at $25,000 is the sport touring version with panniers and more comfort. And the H2 Carbon at $33,000 adds carbon fiber bodywork and upgraded suspension. But the ultimate expression of the Kawasaki Ninja H2 concept is the H2R track-only version. Priced at $55,000, the H2R produces 310 horsepower without ram air, and it's not street legal. This is pure racing performance, and it holds the title as the fastest accelerating production motorcycle ever built. The supercharger technology gives the Kawasaki Ninja H2 characteristics that naturally aspirated bikes simply cannot match. There's no waiting for power. It's instantly available at any RPM. The torque curve is flat and strong from 6,000 RPM all the way to redline, providing relentless acceleration that never lets up. Here at Wheels of Luxury, we've experienced the Ninja H2 in various conditions, and the traction control system is absolutely vital. With 310 horsepower and 122 lb-ft of torque trying to overwhelm a single rear tire, the electronics are constantly working to keep you on two wheels. The system is so sophisticated, you can feel it making micro-adjustments hundreds of times per second. The quick shifter on this Kawasaki Ninja H2 allows clutchless upshifts and downshifts, keeping you in the power band during aggressive riding. Combined with the launch control system, the H2 delivers consistent, brutal acceleration that's repeatable lap after lap. The technology takes the rider aids to a level previously only seen in MotoGP racing. The maintenance requirements for the Kawasaki Ninja H2 reflect its high-performance nature. While more involved than standard bikes, the service intervals are actually quite reasonable. The supercharger is designed to last the lifetime of the engine with minimal maintenance. Just regular oil changes and filter replacements. Let's talk about the real-world ownership experience of the Kawasaki Ninja H2. Fuel economy is surprisingly reasonable considering the performance. We're seeing 35-40 mpg in mixed riding. The 4.5-gallon tank provides about 150 miles of range, which is adequate for sport riding but means frequent stops on long tours. The exclusivity factor of the Kawasaki Ninja H2 cannot be overstated. Production numbers are limited, and each bike comes with a certificate of authenticity. When you pull up on an H2, people know they're looking at something special. The mirror finish paint and aggressive styling ensure you'll never blend into traffic. Here at Wheels of Luxury, we appreciate motorcycles that push boundaries, and the Kawasaki Ninja H2 absolutely demolishes them. This bike represents what happens when a manufacturer decides to build the ultimate sports bike without compromise. The supercharger technology alone cost Kawasaki millions to develop, and they did it purely for performance excellence. The handling characteristics of the Kawasaki Ninja H2 are surprisingly refined considering the extreme power. The electronic suspension adjustment allows you to dial in the perfect setup for street or track use. The wheelbase is slightly longer than typical superbikes, adding stability at high speeds while still maintaining agility in corners. The heat management on this supercharged Kawasaki Ninja H2 is impressive. Despite the massive power output, and supercharger generating additional heat, the cooling system keeps everything under control. The radiator and fan system are oversized to handle the thermal load, and even in traffic, the bike runs cool and comfortable. Let's discuss the competition and why the Kawasaki Ninja H2 stands alone. The BMW S1000RR makes 205 horsepower naturally aspirated. The Suzuki Hayabusa produces 187 horsepower. The Ducati Panigale V4 delivers 214 horsepower. None of them touch the H2's 310 horsepower with ram air. The Ninja H2 is literally in a class by itself. The investment value of the Kawasaki Ninja H2 is strong due to limited production and technological significance. These bikes hold their value exceptionally well, and certain limited editions have actually appreciated. The H2R track versions are particularly collectible, with some selling for well above original MSRP. Here at Wheels of Luxury, we tested the Ninja H2 against some serious competition on the street and track. Against supercars costing 3 times as much, the H2 delivers equal or better acceleration. The power-to-weight ratio is simply unmatched by anything with wheels and a motor. The safety features built into the Kawasaki Ninja H2 are comprehensive. Besides the cornering ABS and traction control, there's engine braking control that prevents rear wheel lockup during aggressive downshifts. The IMU-based systems monitor lean angle, pitch, and yaw, adjusting interventions in real time. The customization options for the Kawasaki Ninja H2 include factory accessories like carbon fiber components, upgraded exhaust systems, and track-focused suspension packages. The aftermarket has embraced the H2 platform, offering everything from ECU tunes that push power even higher to aerodynamic enhancements. Let's talk about the emotional experience of riding the Kawasaki Ninja H2. This bike requires respect and skill. The power is so extreme that small throttle inputs create dramatic results. But when you're in sync with the machine, executing perfect shifts and carrying speed through corners, it's one of the most rewarding motorcycles ever built. The soundtrack of this Kawasaki Ninja H2 is unforgettable. The supercharger whine combines with the Inline-Four exhaust note to create a symphony of mechanical fury. At full throttle, the sound is so intense it's almost musical, a high-pitched scream that builds with the revs until you shift and the process starts again. Here at Wheels of Luxury, we appreciate the racing heritage that influenced the Kawasaki Ninja H2. Kawasaki's Ninja nameplate has dominated superbike racing for decades, and the H2 represents the ultimate evolution of that legacy. The technology developed for this bike will influence motorcycle design for generations. The wind protection on the Kawasaki Ninja H2 is excellent for a supersport bike. The windscreen and fairing create a pocket of calm air at speed, and the mirrors remain usable even at triple-digit velocities. The aerodynamics work so well that high-speed stability is rock solid, inspiring confidence even at speeds that would be terrifying on other bikes. The tire technology required for the Kawasaki Ninja H2 is cutting edge. Bridgestone developed specific tires for this application, capable of handling the power and speeds involved. The rear tire is a massive 200 section, and even that can be overwhelmed if you're too aggressive with the throttle. Looking at the future of the Kawasaki Ninja H2 platform, it's clear that supercharging represents the next evolution in motorcycle performance. As emissions regulations tighten, forced induction allows manufacturers to maintain power while meeting standards. The H2 pioneered this technology, and others are following. The build quality of the Kawasaki Ninja H2 is exceptional. Every component feels premium and precisely assembled. The fit and finish rival exotic European motorcycles costing twice as much. Kawasaki built the H2 to showcase their engineering capabilities, and the attention to detail shows. Here at Wheels of Luxury, we've now spent extensive time with the Kawasaki Ninja H2, and it's clear this motorcycle represents a milestone in performance evolution. This isn't just the most powerful production bike ever built. It's a technological showcase that proves forced induction is the future of high-performance motorcycles. Make sure you're subscribed to Wheels of Luxury for more incredible motorcycle content, performance bike reviews, and exclusive track day footage. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into the world's most extreme and exclusive two-wheeled machines. Drop a comment below and let us know, would you dare to unleash the full 310 horsepower of the Kawasaki Ninja H2? What's your dream supersport bike? Your engagement helps shape the incredible content we create here at Wheels of Luxury. The Kawasaki Ninja H2 isn't just a motorcycle, it's a statement that traditional boundaries no longer apply. When a manufacturer decides to build the ultimate super sport bike without compromise, this is what you get. Pure, unfiltered, supercharged performance. Until next time, keep pushing the limits, and remember, in the world of extreme performance, the Kawasaki Ninja H2 stands alone at the absolute peak. This has been Wheels of Luxury, and we'll see you in the next video.